Hi everybody, how are you doing? Rachel here with Country Sparkles. I am going to repot a plant today, and I just wanted to show you a couple little tricks that I do. So, as Christmas cactus, and I knocked it over on myself yesterday, so it needs to be, I'm not going to actually change the pot. I need to put the dirt and stuff back in it, but since I'm going to do that, I'm going to do some other things to it to help it grow a little bit better that I have started doing my other plants. So first off, to repot a plant, you can take it out of the pot, right? So here you go. And you want it to be pretty dry because if it's wet, it's heavy and it falls apart easier. Well, it falls apart when it's dry too, but you don't want to break off anything. There we go. This has been pretty beaten up due to its fall. So I'm going to, since I'm going to use the same pot, I'm going to dump all this dirt. I just have it in a overflow watering container is where I'm putting it for now. And get that dirt out of the bottom. There we go. Okay. So let me show you. As you can see, so this pot has holes at the bottom, right, for draining, which is good. It's great. But, you know, it's not so great is when this dirt, or sand in this case, there's not a lot of sand in it, falls out of those holes and just gathers at the bottom every time that you water it. So, a few years ago, I started doing this. Apparently, I haven't repotted this plant in a few years, which is okay. It, like, dies and comes back. It's an amazing plant. I'm going to dump this dirt out. I'm going to put it back in the pot with the plant. And the sand, which was at the bottom, I actually put in there. I put it on the top layer a few years ago because we had a whole bunch of gnats start to form in our house, and we just read somewhere that if you put sand there, the gnats can't dig into it as well to lay their eggs, and so it'll help kill off the gnats. So, okay, I've got my watering bowl, plate emptied now, and so that's good. It catches all the extra water, and then since your pot sits in it a little bit, then any extra water that flows up will just get seeped back into the plant. But sometimes when your plant's super dry, then the water will just go straight through it too, and nothing will get soaked in as it's going down, and then it'll slowly soak up. And so that's another problem this plant's been having. So what I've started to do is I take coffee filters, and these ones are kind of flat from sitting in my I don't know what's called, planting box that I have downstairs. And I'm going to take two. No, I'm going to do one. And then I'm just going to put this at the bottom, and this will keep all that dirt from falling through those holes, and it will help the water to not just drain straight out, and it will give the dirt a chance to soak it up when it's watered. So that's it. It's in the bottom there. And now I'm actually going to put some fresh soil here at my soil bucket. Put some fresh soil in the bottom. Make sure that coffee filter stays in place. There we go. And then I'm going to put the plant back in, make sure it's the right height. If I need to add a little more dirt at the bottom, I think it needs a little bit more. So I'll add some of the sand that was in there. Mix it up, layer sand, dirt. So it's getting enough enough nutrients from all the different minerals in the soil. It's still just a little low. So add more dirt. As time goes on, like, the dirt just decomposes too, and it gets smaller, and you need to just add some back to your plants. This plant sits up on a high shelf, so I don't check on its dirt level as much as I probably should, so it was long overdue for a refill. Okay. There we go. Yeah, maybe a little bit too much. So you want the plant to sit below the top just a little bit, but not so the pot's like drowning it. go. And then I've got some extra room around here. I'm gonna fill in with extra sand, soil, and sand I have. I actually want that to sit just a little lower. So I'm just pressing it, moving it to the side to give a place for the bottom to go. Down. There we go. Okay. Now, since I did dirt on the last layer, I'm putting the sand in, just a layer of sand around, and then I will do the soil again. And that's it. And then it'll be ready to go. Oh, I'm also going to pull out this dead rotted piece. That does not need to be in there. It won't hurt it. Since it's not, if it's root rotted, then it will hurt it. You definitely want to pull out any root rot. If you over water, then that's when you'll get root rot. But if it's not overwatered, which I definitely do not overwater my plants. I need to water them a little bit more than I do. But if it's not root rotted, you can just leave it in there and it'll just decompose and become plant food. Oh, dang it. And extra leaves and stuff. So, and even, so the dried leaves that fall off. So since this root that I pulled out was kind of moist, I'm going to keep that out. But these ones put in there too to decompose for nutrients. There you go. I normally put this at the bottom, but I forgot. And I didn't want to pull my plant back out, so that's okay. And there it is. And all these little flowers too, I can put that in the soil and they'll decompose. Just like that. Make sure it's compacted and there's no little air holes. There you have it, freshly potted plant, and it's going to go back up there, and it's looking very sad. It needs lots of love, but once it's back up there and getting on a good watering schedule again, then it will perk right back up. So there you have it, how to repot a plant, and the extra tip of using a coffee filter at the bottom to prevent the dirt and sand from flowing down with the water into the catching plate. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe below, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks. Bye.